Good evening, everyone. So happy to be here with all of you. I have the privilege to introduce our next speaker, a driving force behind the Renee Mawad Foundation. She has been dedicating 12 transformative years to this benefit dinner in Miami. 18 years of passion and dedication to the RMF. A vice chair of the RMF National Board, her commitment runs deep. Beyond RMF, if you guessed who she is, it's a clue. Please raise your hands. If not, I'm gonna continue with the mystery. Multifaceted life includes touching the future as a beloved French teacher, championing women's education through the Rima Otrakji Endowed Scholarship Fund to the American University of Beirut. She did not forget her roots and her alma mater, which is mine too, and venturing in entrepreneurship with Rima's gifts. Her role as vice president at Miami Living showcases her business acumen, while her affectionate nickname, guess what? Cat Fairy, reveals a heart as big as her ambitions, reflecting her tireless work for animal and environmental welfare. Now forget all that I've said and just remember, Rima Otrakji is more than words can capture, a beacon of heart and action, making every endeavor, especially the annual benefit dinner tonight, a testament of her extraordinary dedication and generosity. Rima.
Manal Bakzam Saab is a summa cum laude.
Thank you, Micheline, for your kind introduction and your friendship. Thank you for all that you do for Lebanon and the Lebanese people. I shall continue to lean into my passion, execute from my purpose, align my mindset, and program my emotions. In other words, leap beyond success by following your footsteps. Thank you all for being here tonight, and it certainly feels like a family dinner at home. We are very happy to have His Excellency Michel Mawad, our RMF Lebanon Director and Member of Parliament, as well as his lovely wife, Marielle, from Lebanon. From New York, we also have Rima Mawad, who is so special to us in Miami. A big thank you to tonight's generous donors. Anthony R. Abraham Foundation, Dr. and Mrs. François Nader, Dr. and Mrs. Faris and James, Mr. and Mrs. Faris and James, Mr. and Mrs. Tony Tamer, Mr. and Mrs. Nadim Ashi, Mr. Joseph Audi Inter Audi Bank, Mr. and Mrs. Emilio Estefan, Mrs. Ola Mansour and family, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Nader, Dr. and Mrs. Christian Otrakji, Mr. Sarkis Yamin, Mr. Majid El Srour, Mr. and Mrs. Ghassan Saab, Mr. and Mrs. Oscar Saikali, Mr. and Mrs. Sharb El Tahir, Mr. and Mrs. Adib Assis, and Mr. and Mrs. Romeo Mawad. I love that it's a long list, by the way. Thank you. Special thanks to my brother Farid Musallim for donating the flowers, And thank you to Steve Potres for arranging the centerpieces along with Loris McIntyre. The room looks beautiful, thank you. Thank you to my dearest colleagues and board members here with us tonight. Sandy Tamer, Fariba Jahanbani, Tom Abraham, Tanya Rahal, Adib Assis, and Gary Nader. Thank you to Nadia Aburiza Asad, our Executive Director, for her loyalty to RMF. Always a pleasure working with you. Thank you also, I do a lot of thank yous, by the way. Thank you to the volunteers for the silent auction, Sandy Tamer, Josette Lahoud, Amal Tabit, Yola Hayek, Tanya Mawad, Claire Courage, Babi Haikal, Sophia Haddad, Jean-François Courage, and Mia and Mark Tabit. So grateful to all of you, our silent auction donors, for your support and generosity that enables us to continue supporting the great initiatives of RMF on the ground. The proceeds of this year's gala will support RMF's MedChronics program, providing essential medical care and chronic medication to vulnerable population in Lebanon. Thank you to our honorees, my dear friends Adib Assis and Sherbel Tahir, two wonderful people that support Lebanon in many ways and make life feel as normal as possible to the Lebanese. Adib, whether on the ground or in the air, for many years, facing many challenges, you kept MEA alive and functioning, so thank you for that. And Sherbel, through education, you give Lebanese children hope for a better future. Both of you make Lebanon and all of us proud. Dear friends, we are here gathered to join hands to preserve hope and our profound commitment to the inherent rights of the underserved people of Lebanon to food, shelter, education, healthcare, work opportunities, equality, and above all, human dignity. Your generosity and compassion are allowing RMF to accomplish all of this. And you can further help tonight by bidding on the silent auction displayed outside. It is really part of our fundraising. And I prefer to sell out and not have to take any back home, so please participate. Please remember to take your party favors at the table. These are handicrafts of our RMF Manjara project to promote the carpentry industry in Lebanon. Thank you and enjoy your evening, and allow me now to introduce our MC, Mrs. Manal Saab. Thank you, Manal, for being part of this special RMF evening and for always helping Lebanon and caring about the Lebanese people. We are extremely grateful for expertly navigating us through this evening's program. We all know that a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let's watch together a brief video about tonight's MC. Thank you.